Good morning, everybody. It is July 1st, about 8:30 a.m., and just getting ready to look at the markets this morning. Jobless numbers just came in and were pretty good. They were less than expected, so that's should be good for the markets. We'll see how the markets react to that. We had a nice all-time high yesterday, but we can see we pulled back a little bit. This is the 4-hour chart. Yesterday morning, a little pullback yesterday, that probably would have been actually a good swing trade entry. I personally was not on the ball with that one, but wish I would have maybe grabbed a good little chunk of S&P micros or something there, because yeah, was probably expecting to see some volume in there somewhere right around there. You can see that's that little pullback that we had. So that could have been a good swing entry, but regardless, here's where we are now. So we had this nice little bullish day yesterday, push up into all-time highs. That looked very good. And, this was our most recent. We had this push up, pull down, swing up, kind of retest of those lows, and then up we go again. So this channel probably more realistically was like that, from that low pushing up to that high, and then kind of pulled back here. And now here we are making a new high again. So this is sort of where we are. This is our current range, right? This low to high. And what we want to see, essentially, I like to keep this at the previous one. And what we want to see is basically a pullback, into this range, and test some of this stuff as we pushed up to this new high. So somewhere in here, we expect a pullback, and this may be it, right? There's a bunch of consolidation here, and this overnight pullback could be all we were really expecting to see. And what I mean by that is we had this little consolidation right in here. You can see all that volume right there, and we pulled back almost right to it, right? Now that could even change if we were to scroll down and go into a lower time frame. You can see there's this other little high volume node here, and that's really like right where we touched. Now we did have the level drawn out from yesterday too, just from yesterday's little peak here. There was a bunch of volume that accumulated there as well, and so that's exactly where we pulled back from. We traded this level yesterday, and then the pullback right to it in the overnight tonight. So that's a nice little pullback. And then of course right here, 7:30 we started to push back up. Now it's around 8:30. We just got those jobs report numbers, so we will see how the market unfolds from there. You can see this little test right here. Nothing too surprising there. That's just from this consolidation that occurred right there. Okay, that's that level right there. You can see we tested it right to the tick right there. And so we'll see if that level continues to hold at all as we continue through the day today. So, keeping it pretty simple today, really, we've just got this. This is our last swing low to high, pull back into it, and then pop up again. And now we're just saying, where within here are we going to pull back and stop? And like I said, this, a little bit of a predictable pullback there. Right into that level. So we'll see if this level continues to hold. We'll see if this level continues to hold. So this upper one that we just tested right at 8 o'clock is the 42.97. So we'll see if that continues to hold throughout the day. And then this lower one that was actually formed yesterday morning, like within the first half-hour candle, but also came off of some of this consolidation here as well. And that is about 42.8650. And we'll see if that continues to hold as well. So that's sort of like, if you can sort of think of like our current, like the current bracket, you can see that level right there, right off that consolidation from the pre-market. So we'll see how much that holds one way or the other. And then if we continue to come down, we do have some other levels. Now, some of these are probably not super relevant anymore. These were levels we were trading off of yesterday intraday, and I just haven't taken them off yet. I only took one trade yesterday intraday, and it worked out okay. So you can see this level right here from that consolidation. I'll keep that one. If we do fall through here, I might expect some kind of reaction there. That would be kind of normal. This lower one here, I am not so sure. This was like that first. This was the first half-hour candle, actually, I should say. This was the one that I traded off of. Market pushed up here, pulled back, and we took a long off of this candle. So So that was the level I traded off of yesterday. And I think that level's pretty much done and over with. That was really off of like a 5-minute chart. And I'm not too concerned with that anymore. So we'll get rid of that one. Let's see what else we have if we do a deeper pullback. Anything else in here? Not really. Like there's not a ton of volume in here. Let's see if there's anything else worth noting. I mean, there's kind of some levels in here, but they're really like mushy levels. Like see how it's just not really like, this peak doesn't really stand out. It's pretty even volume, pushing up through here. So I'm not going to put a lot of credence into this level, which probably if we were to zoom in is where we're going to get a little bit more accuracy on that. And, we had this little consolidation here that got tested. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's probably done and over with. This little consolidation down here, it's a really, really minor level. So I'm not super, I don't think we're going to get a major reaction off of that. And then basically just this consolidation, this little sideways action here. If we just pull this, we get that level. But if we look at the whole thing, it's a little bit higher. So, not like, you got this little push down and then this impulse up that broke structure. So yeah, this 42.77.75 might be a tradable level too. So those are the ones. This one down here is the one that I have the least sort of confidence in, right? And then if we go up, we'll just kind of see. I mean, it's really bullish price action from the London Open yesterday, or rather overnight. So really pushed right up during that open in the first half hour, and then responsive sellers came in and just, they saw opportunity and basically just ratcheted this thing right back down. So that I'd be surprised to see this level break today when you see that kind of responsive selling. But again, that is the pre-market. It's the London session. There's not nearly as much volume there, but it is volume nonetheless. And we could come up and retest those highs and get, something off of a level in here as well. Put that a little bit below just to, that's just basically that rejection, right? It's right there. But I stop it over the highs. So that's where we're at. That's what I've got for the day. Essentially just a quick recap. To the upside, I think we may test up at 403. That's a possibility, but we'd have to break 42.97 first. That's our first resistance level. We've already reacted to it once. The more times we test it, the more likely it's going to be to break. Same thing to the downside. First stop to the downside is 42.8650. We've already tested it once. The more times we test it, the more likely it is to break. And then once that goes, we've got 42.8450. And then we've got 42.7775. And then we've got this little tiny level that I don't put a lot of credence in down at 42.7150. And then I'd be shocked if we had that hard of a sell-off today, but we do have some other levels down here that, if you're in my group, we'll keep an eye on those levels. But keeping it pretty simple today, I think focusing on these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels, I think is probably good enough to give us something to work off of for the day. Look for where we might expect some stalling. Look for where we might want to take profit if we're in positions. Look for where we might want to enter positions, just depending on how price action's unfolding. And of course, that's your own decision to make, not mine. So that's what we've got. We could see volume getting kind of thin today. We're going into the holiday weekend, so we'll see what happens there. And if you're trading today, have fun, good luck, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.